When it comes to recent television programs, most things just don't spark joy anymore. Now there are exceptions like Amazon's The Boys or Netflix's Love is Blind, but I like that show for other reasons. But there is one show that truly revitalized my love for modern television, and that's Smiling Friends.
How do I look, yellow man?
You look like you're about to tell your friend not to come to school tomorrow, man.
Created by Zach Hadel and Michael Cusack, Smiling Friends airs on Adult Swim and stars the four characters, Pim, Charlie, Glep, and Allan, as they go about their business trying to make people smile. Each episode, a couple of the Smiling Friends, usually Pim and Charlie, will go find their client and will not leave their side until they make them smile. Pim acts as the ever-optimistic and eager smiling friend who genuinely wants to help people smile, even through the bizarre and wild circumstances they regularly find themselves in.
You kissed your dad on the mouth?
Charlie plays the straight man Dubro character who is genuinely fed up with the wacky adventures but begrudgingly tags along anyway.
That was too far, man. Jared Fogle is a genuine menace. Absolutely not. I did not like...
Allan plays the persnickety co-worker who keeps the office running, and Glep, well, you know, Glep's...
Is it a stuffed animal, or...?
Yeah, I mean, he's sitting there.
As I began to explore what each of the four main characters would play if they played Magic the Gathering's most popular format, I realized they have completely distinct and unique personalities, and they would probably play Commander in completely different ways. And that's what we're going to explore today. I'm Curious6 for the Kaladesh Express, your #1 source for Universes Beyond and theory crafting. And today, let's talk about the Smiling Friends. Before we begin this exploration into the Smiling Friends, I just want to make a few announcements. First one is, I've got a Discord now. If you wanted to talk to me directly, Discord's going to be the best place to do it because I do check that at least twice a day. My mod Lex made it really nice. If you want to discuss just upcoming videos, secret layers, just throw memes around, talk to me directly, that's the place to do it. So feel free to join, the link's in the description. That doesn't cost anything. I don't plan on making it cost anything. And the second thing is I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers and I really appreciate that, guys. To celebrate, I'll be giving away a secret lair. If you are interested in winning a secret lair or a few signed cards from my personal collection, you know, cards I've had since I basically started playing Magic. Some of them are like relatively new. I just got them signed at shows recently. All you have to do is like the video, comment something at all about like the video, Smiling Friends, whatever strikes your fancy, and be subscribed. That's about it. If you want to share this video on Twitter or your Discord or MySpace, like, feel free. I really appreciate that. It means a lot, but you don't have to. All you have to do is comment down below, so be subscribed and like the video. If you live in the continental US, the shipping's gonna be free. If you live outside the US and you win, we'll talk. I'm a college student. I do not have a lot of money, and I'll announce the winners in my 1,000 subscriber special. So yeah, thanks friends.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Bird.
Let's start with Pim. Like I said up top, Pim Pimley is the ever charismatic and charming member of the Smiling Friends who gets the job done no matter what and helps everyone he can.
Look, Pim, I know it's our job to help this guy and everything, but I think this guy's a lost cause. He's obviously made up his mind. Why don't we just cut our losses and get out of here?
Oh, come on. That's nonsense, Charlie. We've never given up on the job so far.
This is probably a pretty obvious one, but I feel like Pim would play a group hug deck. When looking at the group hug options for Pim, I feel very pulled to Kwain Itinerant Meddler. Making people smile is Pim's favorite thing to do, and there's nothing that makes Commander players smile more than drawing cards and gaining life. I also really like Azorius for Pim because he feels very knowledgeable and resourceful, as shown in like the Halloween episode, and his ability to speak Spanish.
Did you say Spanish?
No, Spamish with an M. Different language.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I thought he said Spanish too.
Oh, I speak a little Spanish.
Which is apparently a very rare language or a very hard to learn language. Pim's deck will be filled with all sorts of universal card draw engines to make sure all his opponents and clients are happy. Cards like Dictate of Crewfix, Howling Mind, and Well of Ideas. Pim will also run cards like Yes Man Personal Securitron, which was one of my original options for Pim, and Struggle for Project Purity to take advantage of the card draw a little more than his opponents. And cards like Propaganda and Ghostly Prison to make sure his opponents don't become ungrateful for their gifts and start attacking him. He also needs to be able to stop things if things go a little too far.
We don't need to talk like this. Can we just calm down?
I'm not done.
So we'll be running a suite of counter spells and removal spells for Pim, and of course land removal for those pesky reliquary towers. He wouldn't want to burden down his opponents and clients with too many choices, now would he? He's just thoughtful like that. To win, Pim's going to play a very passive game and try to make his opponents draw out, but as an emergency stop the breaks button, he'll also run a couple of lab man effects to just kind of end it. And of course, this deck will be very fun for him to teach kids to play Magic with because, as you know,
I love love helping kids. I love kids, Charlie. I love kids.
Pim, I would really not be screaming that at the top of your lungs. Dude, I just looked up the helium thing he was talking about. That's true. That's like 100%. Everything he said was true. It's all gonna be gone.
Charlie Dompler is a very different case from his coworker Pim. Much more of a dude bro than Pim, with no regard for the intricacies of EDH. Charlie would probably buy one of the starter commander decks and call it there, at least initially. He'd play it once before coming home, scouring EDH rec and finding Syr Gwyn, Hero of Ashvale. He built this one because he strikes me as the kind of guy who, when he gets into something, he really gets into it.
You know, I've never seen the Mr. Frog show. Is it any good?
I mean, you really only have to watch like season 4 through 17, pretty much. The rest you could just skip.
And he'd read how powerful the Swords of are, and immediately know he needs to have them all. He'd also find the Knight archetype to be cool and remind him of his time in the Enchanted Forest. So Charlie's Mardu commander deck will of course start with all 11 of the Swords of, and maybe a Colossus Hammer for good measure. He'd also run all the artifact tutors and free equip options to get his commander suited up as quickly as possible so he can attack as often as possible. Charlie's not a complicated man, but he is a passionate one.
To replace his character.
Man, they can't just replace Mr. Frog like that. It's his show.
And a Voltron style equipment commander is absolutely the kind of thing Charlie would do. And of course, Charlie's the kind of guy who, as soon as he starts to build something and gets into it, he's going to foil it out as much as he can. He's going to build Syr Gwyn, and he's going to find all the original foils for this deck. He's the kind of guy who likes to spend gratuitous amounts of money on ridiculous, nifty objects, like Jumbo's knife.
You gotta meet this guy Jumbo I just met. He's so awesome. Show this cool knife Jumbo sold me.
Charlie, this is a fake knife.
What?
Yeah, it's one of those plastic knives that retract, see?
Oh my god.
It's a gag knife.
Oh my god, I paid $600 for that, dude.
Oh, you should probably try to get that back.
All in all, I think a Marduk equipment commander is perfect for Charlie.
Yes, and I got my cheese back. No.
Oh, come here, Allan, you crazy character.
No.
Allan is my personal favorite smiling friend. Deadpan, straight to the point, meticulous. These are all phrases I would use to describe Allan.
That's a little version of me, Allan. I want you to have it.
I don't really want this.
Allan's the kind of friend who silently keeps the office running smoothly and keeps it stocked with essentials. We all have Allans in our lives. Allan would absolutely play a deck that has a lot to keep track of and does absolutely nothing until it does absolutely everything.
See you now.
What? She startled me.
I'm thinking Allan's going to play a Superfriends deck, but specifically not a Traxa. I think that would be too easy for Allan and not in the spirit of the format, which would be something that mattered to him. I'm thinking a classic Narset deck would be more Allan's style. It's still powerful because Allan does understand the merit of playing a competent deck, but while not being as overly powerful as something like a Traxa would be. He'll play Planeswalkers like Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, that ask you to do something in your main phase and then something on your end step. And he'd play like the Wandering Emperor because it's most effective during your opponent's turns. To keep that same energy up, he'd also play like Teferi, Master of Time, which he can activate on each of his opponent's turns to, you know, make sure he takes more game actions. As far as the other Planeswalkers he'd play, he'd be playing as many that give you emblems, so he'd have more things to keep up with. So we'll definitely throw in as many of those as possible. He'd also of course be playing cards like Rhystic Study, Smothering Tide, Mystic Remora, just all of the cards that make him ask all of the questions to his opponents because he's a very inquisitive red dude.
Glep, did you take a paper clip? I counted 74 last time and now there's only 73.
I can't think of a better deck for Allan than Superfriends, and I'd hazard to guess there isn't one.
What's her name, soldier? Sit and spin, dead. Where do you get off having that much bad boy attitude?
Are you some kind of bad boy or something?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm a bad little boy.
Glep is the fourth smiling friend and absolutely the bad boy of the group.
What's the green thing do?
No one knows exactly what Glep does, but it is believed through like the fans and the community that he is the social media manager of the Smiling Friends because he's always seen playing with like a tablet. It's kind of a thin, you know, rationalization to me, but like it's the best we got. If so facto he is the social media manager of the Smiling Friends, he'd probably work out some kind of deal with WotC to get some swag sent over and have the coolest commander deck at the table. He'd also obviously be streaming all of his commander games because, you know, community outreach for the Smiling Friends and what's not. And even more than that, he'd probably be playing a really popular commander. Now, the ultimate bad boy of all time for Magic the Gathering is Urza, but I don't think Glep would play that. It's a really boring deck to watch. I think he'd play Kali of the Vast. He'd be able to fill it with cool, borderless foil dragons and angels like Balefire Dragon, Avacyn, and he'd probably even sneak a Gristlebrand in there, the sneaky little guy. He'd also have cards in there like Aurelia the War Leader, Runescar Demon, Master of Cruelty is just the classic Kalia pieces. And this is a little bit of a personal one, but he definitely played my favorite angel, Akroma, Angel of Wrath. He also wants to show off the newest and coolest cards, so he'd also play cards like Bloodlet of Aklizots and Aurelia of the Law Above. And that's Glep's deck. I really couldn't think of a better deck for him. I mean, again, Urza is the bad boy, but that's also a really boring deck to watch, and Glep's not going to do that. Oh yeah, and the 5th Smiling Friend, Tyler, he's going to play Colonel Mustard. I will not elaborate. And that'll about do it for the Smiling Friends EDH video. I hope this was helpful. I hope you've learned things about yourself you can't unlearn. I hope you've unlocked new abilities through this, and I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Quick reminder that I will be doing a giveaway. Comment on this video something about the Smiling Friends, the channel, whatever, and you'll be entered. Make sure you like and subscribe also to be entered. And yeah, in case you were wondering who Mr. Boss would play, he'd play Urza Headmaster because he doesn't follow any of the rules. That guy is omnipotent. I'm Courier6 of the Kaladesh Express, your #1 source for Universes Beyond, and that'll about do it. See ya.
So, do you like Mouse Quest?